What's your pet's personality type? I think we all agree, if you've been or are currently a pet owner, that pets have a healing presence in your life. And it's important that you understand their energy type so you can take care of them because they're really committed to helping take care of you. Hi, I'm Carol Tuttle, author of 6 books, best-selling author, and the creator of healwithcarol.com. Today, though, we're going to talk about a system that I'm well known for called energy profiling. In my energy profiling system, we actually look at a deeper quality of who we are and our expressive self that goes deeper than personality. It actually is our energy movement, our natural core movement. And I break the types up into 4 groups. And we're going to look at this through the experience of a pet. Now, are you a pet owner currently? I currently do not own a pet, yet I've had many pets throughout my life, including a horse, which I'm going to talk about today. And I think you'll see that this applies very easily to them. Now, make a note to yourself. I'm learning this because, one, I love my pet. Secondly, knowing this will help you care for them in a way that they can serve you better and have healthier lives. Now, type 1 is where we start in the energy profiling world. It's the first movement. Everything starts with type 1 energy. It's the origin of the energy of the 4 types. It's new, possibilities, upward, light. It's playful, bouncy. I like to use the word perky when it comes to a pet. Now, I've not personally owned a type 1 pet, but I've met them. And the thing I can say about their natural qualities and characteristics is they are busy little pets. If it's a dog or a cat, they love to be interactive. They have a social quality to them. They want to play with you. They want to connect. They want to have fun with you. They want to brighten your mood. It's interesting because you can even see on a type 1, especially a dog or even a cat, you can see that they have this ability to grin, like they smile. They exude happiness when you're happy. So with a dog, for example, they'd wag their tail quite a bit because that's a characteristic that really exhibits their movement. Now, the thing with the type 1 pet is you've got to be prepared for a lot of movement, a lot of social interaction, and an animal that wants to get out and about. Or let's even consider a bird. They would be more vocal. You'd hear them more. You'd just be aware of a type 1 pet. They'd be very chatty. So what do you do to take care of a type 1 pet? Well, first, make sure you're not trying to shut them down and that they're annoying you. You've got to be interactive back with them. You want to be playful with them. New toys, playing catch with a dog, petting a cat, playing with them in any capacity really nurtures a type 1 pet. And what do they bring to you as a healing presence? They just brighten your mood. They're so happy to greet you. They're happy you're around. That brightens you up because, pets in most cases aren't judgmental. They're accepting, especially a type 1 pet. Now we move into the world of type 2 energy. The energy moves downward and you experience a more subtle, calm, relaxed expression from a type 2 pet. We had a type 2 pet. He was actually officially my son's dog. His name was Jocko. He lived to he was about 15 when he passed away about a year and a half ago. It was a year ago this last Christmas. He had a long, healthy life, and he was the most nurturing, calming animal. You can even see in his coloring, the gray and the blended with the white is very true to his type. And that's often the case with each of the 4 types when it comes to animals, is the coloring is very depictive of their natural movement. In the world of a type 2 pet, they'll know when you're upset or you're emotionally processing, and they'll typically come and want to be in your space. The one thing you want to be really mindful of is they can take on your energy and that can be distressful to their health and well-being. And so you want to make sure that they're receiving support and you're comforting them, petting, soothing. The food they eat can be very comforting. You're just very sensitive to their well-being. Now, in the world of a type 2 pet, you what you don't want to do is create intense environments for them. In our experience, Jocko never did well when we went to any dog events, like a dog park. It was very intense, overwhelming. He'd get very nervous and even shaky and was not suited. He wasn't really suited for that level of intensity and interactive experience. So just like in your own personal experience, if you identify with type 2, you can get very nervous if there's too much going on or it feels overly intense. So your pet's more of a homebody. They like being in the space that's familiar and comfortable to them. So make sure you take care of them because they want to help create calmness in your life. Now, in the world of a type 3 energy, it gets more intense, more push forward, a lot of determination. I actually had a type 3 horse years ago when I was 12 to 15 years old. She was a purebred Appaloosa. Even her markings were very type 3 and her coloring. And she and I battled it out, man. It was a fight for who was in charge. And you're going to find that with a type 3 pet. They're going to kind of vie for taking charge. And you have to really hold your own with them and be the person that's running the show. My horse wanted to run the show. She wanted to trump me as many times as she could. She tried to kind of be the one that called the shots, and I even got kicked off a bale of hay once with her. She was standing on a bale of hay, shooing her away, and she turned around, literally aimed her rear end right at me, and boom, kicked me off that bale of hay. She was feisty, and she was fast. I won many ribbons in what were low level play arena events in the different gymkhana events I entered. She was fast, she was furious, and you didn't mess around with her. I ultimately ended up selling her because she was a little bit too much for me to handle. At that type 3 pets will test your patience, and they'll try and vie for that position of being in charge. So make sure that you're really determined with them, and they're smart animals, and they really can go the long haul with different activities. If you've got a dog, take them out for a long run and run that energy out, and they'll just kind of chill because they're really ready to go. In the world of type 4, the energy shifts once again, and we move into a more serene, solid, structured, constant movement in the energy. Now, it's interesting that different breeds of animals can actually be generally classified by the 4 types. For example, a German Shepherd, most German Shepherds, because of in a purebred animal, will be more type 4 than any other type. There's different breeds that are like a certain type more than others. Now, in the case of actual animal groups, you're going to find more cats that express a type 4 energy. They're sort of solo, independent, and privileged in a way in the way they move around in the world. We had a type 4 cat. It was pure white cat with an orange tail. His name was Ajax, and he was very much type 4 animal. Sort of I think there was an attitude of it's your privilege to pet me. It's a little bit of a diva of an animal and had a presence of authority. And very independent, though, and very easy to care for. And it was interesting because the one family member that cat took to was my type 4 brother. I related to the type 3 kind of tabby cat that we had that was rugged and tough and outdoors most of the time. But Ajax, being a type 4 animal, connected with the type 4 family member. You might even find that with your pets, that particular type of animal has a strong relationship with the person in your family of that type. They just resonate with each other. A type 4 animal is going to be easy to care for when you understand their nature, and they need a sense of independence and solitude and to be in charge. So if you have other pets, for example, if you have 2 dogs, you have a couple cats, the type 4 animal is going to feel that they need to have that preferential treatment to know that you have a right to your own territory, maybe your own dish, sleeping space, things that are just that pets to identify with. What's your experience with your pets? How are they helping you have a healing experience in your life? If you want to learn more about the 4 energy types, just go to caroltuttle.com and you can take my free energy profiling course. It's there for you. You can apply it to yourself, your children. Everything in this world expresses one of the 4 types of movement, even your pet. As you take care of your pet is a blessing and a healing presence in your life. Share in a comment a little bit about your pet and which type you identify with as being your pet's energy type. Thanks for liking this video and subscribing to my channel, and we'll talk to you next week.